Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex, originally from Turkey and Armenian background. Came into this country. What year did you come into this country, Alex?
I was born here.
He was born here, ladies and gentlemen. So his parents and his grandparents came from the old country. We're talking about a lot of the Christian background and how he was influenced by the Baptist church. His father had an upholstery business, and he learned the upholstery business. So you don't need to talk with your mouth full, but you might as well just tell the audience right now, Alex, how you learned your father's business.
The hard way.
The hard way, the good old hard way. There's no way like that today. So did you walk in at least 5 feet of snow to your father's store, with bare feet? Those were the stories that we were told.
The store was right in the house.
The store was in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
If you want to see the house, you can go on Google and see the house.
We'll figure that one out, kids. But as you're watching this, you're listening to a man who's 94 years old. So if you do the math, we're in the year 2026. Subtract 94, and you were born in 1931, correct? All right. This is for my grandchildren to understand something. When we're interviewing and we're talking about several generations, this gentleman was, if he's 94 and I'm 78, he was 16 when I was born. He must be my father. Not really. But anyhow, having said that, my grandparents were born in the mid-1890s. My grandparents on my mother's side they were married in December of 1917, right before the Depression hit when my parents were born, 1923. Both of them in 1923. They had to go through the Depression, starting after the crash was about 29, right, Alex?
Yeah.
1929, and then they entered through that, and then they had to deal with what was happening in Europe with Hitler. In 1930, the late 1930s, he was taking over Europe. 39, he was taking over Europe, and then we got hit in 1941 on December 7th in Pearl Harbor with the Japanese, and that's when my dad dropped out of college, and he became a B-17 fighter pilot, lieutenant, co-pilot, and he did 35 missions.
Wow.
At the time, and only 20% of them returned. Then he had an opportunity to re-up instead of taking time off. He could have had 2 months off. Instead of doing that, he re-upped so that he could fly the P-51 Mustang, and he went down in Germany. That's my background. But this gentleman I met because he wrote a book about Jesus, and I wrote a book about Jesus. So as he's getting ready to answer some more questions as I ask these questions of him. So Alex, how did you wind up in Florida?
I worked for Westinghouse. And they had some labor problems. And it was determined that they had to move. So it was a big move. The factory that I worked at had 12,000 people. They decided to close that factory down and move south.
Wow. Because of the tax structure up in New England, or it's dealing with unions, or?
Dealing with the union.
Mm-hmm.
The union would go on a strike at the drop of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And the company didn't like that.
So they wanted to move to a non-union state.
Non-union states.
Right, states.
Yeah.
That's what was happening in the South.
Anywhere in the South.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved me to Florida. They moved other people to Alabama. They moved other people to North Carolina. They moved other people to Canada. So they separated us and moved us all over the country.
Now, is Westinghouse still in existence today, or was it gobbled up?
The Germans, Siemens, took it over in about 1993 or 94 or 95. They came in and became 51% partners, so they took it over.
What
Siemens.
is it today? It's called, what's it called today?
Siemens,
Siemens?
yeah,
Wow.
Siemens Engineering.
Wow. Well, this is just a short interview just to get started. This is not going to be a long, laborious thing. You're listening to me. Oh, here I am. And we're going to put this on YouTube and just as a tease. And we're going to continue to do this, perhaps maybe on a weekly basis, to get to know this generation and how hard we all worked so that we could give it all away to people that illegally came into this country. No, really? Bye-bye.